أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. قال فما خطبكم أيها المرسلون؟ قالوا إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم مجرمين لنرسل عليهم حجارة من طين مسومة عند ربك للمسرفين فأخرجنا من كان فيها من المؤمنين فما وجدنا فيها غير بيت من المسلمين وتركنا فيها آية للذين يخافون العذاب الأليم. وفي موسى إذ أرسلناه إلى فرعون بسلطان مبين فتولى بركنه وقال ساحر أو مجنون فأخذناه وجنوده فنبذناهم في اليم وهو مليم. وفي عاد إذ أرسلنا عليهم الريح العقيم ما تذر من شيء أتت عليه إلا جعلته كالرميم. وفي ثمود إذ قيل لهم تمتعوا حتى حين فعتوا عن أمر ربهم فأخذتهم الصاعقة وهم ينظرون فما استطاعوا من قيام وما كانوا منتصرين. وقوم نوح من قبل إنهم كانوا قوما فاسقين والسماء بنيناها بأيد وإنا لموسعون والأرض فرشناها فنعم الماهدون ومن كل شيء خلقنا زوجين لعلكم تذكرون. ففروا إلى الله إني لكم منه نذير مبين ولا تجعلوا مع الله إلها آخر إني لكم منه نذير مبين. كذلك ما أتى الذين من قبلهم من رسول إلا قالوا ساحر أو مجنون أتواصوا به بل هم قوم طاغون فتول عنهم فما أنت بملوم وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين. فإن للذين ظلموا ذنوبا مثل ذنوب أصحابهم فلا يستعجلون فويل للذين كفروا من يومهم الذي يوعدون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والطور وكتاب مسطور في رق منشور والبيت المعمور والسقف المرفوع والبحر المسجور إن عذاب ربك لواقع ما له من دافع يوم تمور السماء مورا وتسير الجبال سيرا فويل يومئذ للمكذبين الذين هم في خوض يلعبون يوم يدعون إلى نار جهنم دعا هذه النار التي كنتم بها تكذبون أفسحر هذا أم أنتم لا تبصرون اصلوها فاصبروا أو لا تصبروا سواء عليكم إنما تجزون ما كنتم تعملون إن المتقين في جنات ونعيم فاكهين بما آتاهم ربهم ووقاهم ربهم عذاب الجحيم كلوا واشربوا هنيئا بما كنتم تعملون متكئين على سرر مصفوفة وزوجناهم بحور عين والذين آمنوا واتبعتهم ذريتهم بإيمان ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم وما ألتناهم من عملهم من شيء كل امرئ بما كسب رهين وأمددناهم بفاكهة ولحم مما يشتهون يتنازعون فيها كأسا لا لغو فيها ولا تأثيم
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the 27th juz, the 31st ayah of Sūrah Dhāriyāt, speaking about when the malaika were on their way to destroy the people of Lut, Qawm al-Lut, because of the homosexuality that was prevalent amongst them. And they met with Ibrahim alayhi salam on the way. So we begin this juz in the latter part of that conversation. Ibrahim alayhi salam, just to give you a kind of a summary, he cooked for them the best meal, and they didn't go towards the meat. From a big cow that was big and good meat. So he became afraid. But they told him, don't fear, we are messengers, we are malaika, and giving him a glad tidings of having a child. And this is something that his wife, she was quite surprised at this. And then this conversation, as it continued, Ibrahim alayhi salam then asked them, at what purpose have you come, O messengers? It's the malaika. They said, we have been sent to a people who are mujrimun, who are criminals, who are sinners. What is their sin? This is the acts that are the unnatural acts of homosexuality. And sent down and to send. What is the mission that they are sent with? To destroy them and send down upon them stones of teen, baked clay, marked by your Lord for the people who are people of fisq, people who are musrifin, people who are criminals. They've transgressed the boundaries that Allah has set. So we brought out from them therein the believers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it that the people who believed in Lut alayhi salam, including his daughters, they were left the town so that they are not destroyed. They did their job, they called people towards right, they forbid what is evil, they were good. But we found not there any household of Muslims except one, that is Lut. From the Bab of Tafsir, as we know from the Ahadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Aqwal of Sahaba, that the people of Lut were all corrupt except one household, which was the household of Lut alayhi salam. And even there, his wife, she stayed behind, and we'll explain that inshallah. But the two daughters of Lut alayhi salam, them with Lut alayhi salam, they were the ones that left. And we have left there a sign, which is, as many of the ulama have said, is the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is a sign. It's not a place to go and put mud on yourself as people do. Rather, it's a place to go and see what happened to the people that were destroyed. And one of the lowest points on earth is there, a sea that is dead, that even fish cannot live in. For those who fear a painful torment. And in Musa, in the story of Musa alayhi salam, there is also a sign. When we sent him to Fir'aun as a manifest authority, but Fir'aun turned away from believing, along with his hosts, and said, a sorcerer or a madman. And in those Fir'aun and those that were with him, they didn't believe in the message that was sent. Rather, they made false accusations against Musa alayhi salam, a practice still used by kuffar against the Muslims today. And they called him a sorcerer, a magician, or a madman, or somebody who's gone majnoon, crazy. And we see the same accusations were made against Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So we took him and his hosts and dumped them into the sea, for he was blameworthy. Him and his people who were stuck on kufr with him were destroyed in the famous incident that we know about when the sea was split and then closed on them. And in Ad, the people of Ad, there is a sign when we sent against them the wind. It spared nothing but reached everything and blew into broken spread of rotten ruins. The Qawm of Ad were very strong people, they had great pride in their strength. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them with something as light as the wind. And Thamud, there is a sign in them as well, when they were told, enjoy yourselves for a while, but they, out of arrogance, insolently defied the command of their Lord. So the sa'iqa, the destructive cry, the sonic cry that hit and destroyed them, overtook them while they were looking. When they were unable to rise up, nor could they help themselves. So we, the people, so were the people of Nuh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is giving us examples of so many of the prophets and what happened to their nations who disobeyed Allah and the power of Allah upon them. Verily, they were a people who were fasiqun, they were people who were rebellious, they were sinners. With power did we construct the heavens. Verily, we are able to extend the vastness of space thereof. There are many scientific miracles here as well. I'm not going to go into the depth of it for the sake of time. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the expansion of the universe, as scientists are also talking about. And we have spread out the earth. How excellent of a spreader we are. He made the earth something where you can farm, you can go, you can drive, you can use. And for everything we have created pairs that you may remember. Again, another scientific miracle. Many of the people didn't realize that even plants have pairs, males and females and so on, but the Quran has informed us of this. So flee to Allah and turn back to Allah. Verily, I, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and a plain warner. That's all I'm doing from him, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And set not up in worship any other ilah. Don't worship anybody but Allah, along with Allah. He alone exalted above all that they associate as partners with him. Verily I, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, am a plain warner to you from him. Likewise, no messenger came to those before them, but they said that he was a sorcerer or a madman. Sahir or a majnoon. These are things that all of the Anbiya and many of the ulama have been accused of being after that. Have they, the people of the past, transmitted the saying of these, the Quraysh? No, They are themselves a people transgressing beyond the bounds, into kufr. So turn away, this is Amr to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from them, the mushrikeen from the Quraysh. You are not blameworthy as you have conveyed the message. And remember and remind. And what is the remind? The preaching of the Quran, for verily the reminder benefits the believer. A reminder is always something. When a Muslim hears a reminder about Allah, about the Akhirah, about knowledge, he benefits from it. And I created not the jinn and mankind except that they should worship me alone. I seek not any provisions from them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not ask the insan or jinn for any provisions, for food, for anything. Nor do I ask that they should feed me. Allah is not in need of us, and He is not in need of our money or our food. Verily, Allah is the all-provider, owner of power and most strong. And verily, for those who do wrong, there is a portion of torment, like the evil portion of torment, and their likes. So let not ask me to hasten on. Let them not ask me to hasten on them. Then woe to those who disbelieve, for their day that which they have been promised, which is the day of judgment, is on hand. And in the tafsir of these ayat, we see that many of the mushrikeen, they were quick to ask for the day of judgment. And Allah is saying that they shouldn't be in a rush about it, because they don't realize that day will come sooner than they realize. Death will come on them, and then they will not have this chance. Instead, they should benefit from their time. But people were heedless. Then we begin Surah Tur, regarding Jabal Tur, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to Musa alayhi salam. He says, "Wat Tur," and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala begins this surah by taking qasam on a Tur, and by the book inscribed, and a parchment unrolled. This is regarding a Tur, the mountain where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Musa alayhi salam to speak to him. And also the book that's written, and this is a reference to Luh al-Mahfuz and the scrolls, and there is a lot of tafsir here. I'm not going to get into it too much, but Allah is taking qasam by these things to show the importance of those things. And by Baytul Ma'mur. Baytul Ma'mur is the place that's above the heavens, where the malaika are constantly making tawaf. This above the seventh sama, it's in the seventh sama, Baytul Ma'mur. There's Baytul Izzah, that's in the first sama. And by the roof raised, and that is a reference to the skies and the heavens. And by the sea kept filled, or by the fire kindled on the day of resurrection. And this is again from the Baba Tafsir, but both important things that Allah is taking the qasam on. Verily the torment of your Lord will surely come to pass. There is none that can avert it. On the day when the heavens will shake with a dreadful shaking, and the mountains will move away with a horrible movement, then woe is the day of the people who denied, and those who are playing in falsehood, a day when they will be pushed down by force into the fire of hell, with a horrible, forceful pushing. This is the fire which they used to deny. Is this magic, or do you not see, taste you therein the heat, whether you are patient or impatient of it, it is all the same. You are only being punished for what you used to do. Subhanallah, these ayats are very strong ayats for us to contemplate on. That day they can't call it magic, they can't deny it, they can't call it trickery. That day will be on them. And that punishment is so severe that whether they're patient with it or not patient with it, doesn't matter, then they have no choice. That's why in dunya, we need to be patient so we won't have to deal with that punishment in the akhirah. Verily the muttaqun, the people who are pious, the people who believe, the people of taqwa, will be in gardens, in paradise, in delight, enjoying in therein their Lord has bestowed upon them, and the fact that their Lord saved them from the torment of the blazing fire. Eat and drink with happiness because of what you used to do. They will recline with ease on thrones arranged in ranks, and we shall marry them to the Hur al-Ain, which is the beautiful women there. And those who believe and whose offsprings follow them in faith, to them shall we join their offsprings, the families will be together, and we shall not decrease the reward of their deeds in anything. Every person is a pledge for what he has earned. Meaning Allah doesn't wrong anybody. If somebody goes to Jahannam, it's because they deserved it from their kufr and their dhulm. And whoever goes to Jannah, it's because they deserved it because their iman and their taqwa. And we shall provide for them with fruit and meat such as they desire. The food will be whatever you like. Whatever types of food you like, Allah will give you. There they shall pass from hand to hand a cup, free from any, they will have beautiful drinks in Jannah. And there will be no laghu, no false, useless, dirty, filthy, vain speech, and free from sin. There will be no sin, because everything they will do and everything they will want to do will be lawful, will be halal for them in Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people of Jannah and protect us from being from the people of the Nar.